Hey, good morning to you folks. We are getting ready to do our usual chores because the weather just does not seem to be letting up, and these days we've got to take our chances while we've got them. We're Mel and Paul, and this is our home. We're slowly fixing her up and doing our best to have a good time doing it. This is our version of boat life. Subscribe and welcome aboard. One thing I hate more than the weather in the UK is talking about the weather in the UK. It's like some sort of an abusive relationship where you get kind of addicted to it and you just can't help yourself. So here is me ranting on about the rain and wind. Being on a boat, you're in it all the time, so it just feels slightly intense. But it's a little bit windy today, it's chilly, there's a gap in the rain, we're gonna take it. Wish us luck! The first part I hate, when you're heading straight for boats before we turn. It starts to feel a bit intense. But then you have a good old bow thruster. Saves the day. One thing we always do forget is to just pop the button for the horn on.
Thank you.
Going good?
Yeah.
It's so dark now with the covers on. Can't see ya.
It's taking us.
Yeah, pretty windy out there, which is not ideal for manoeuvring in a marina. Some would say that using the old bow thruster is cheating, and we think it is the only way. It's obviously not the only way, but I'm speaking for Paul here. It definitely makes things a lot easier and feel a lot more confident moving about when you can sort of maneuver the front of the boat as well. Paul going with the cover on. Thought we'd try and just make our lives a little bit easier by not having to take the whole thing down today. Yeah. It's 1 blast starboard right, 2 blasts port left.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Brushing up on the old horn etiquette, or whatever you call it. Not that I imagine there to be much traffic as we pass the bridge today, because it's starting to rain, and surely only crazy people go out in this. It is definitely now raining. Paul is just over here getting the diesel. And good thing we left the cover up, because then at least he doesn't have to worry about driving the boat in the rain. Just doesn't let up. Sometimes I have the hope that one of these days, if we're going out to do our tours, we'll be able to just sort of carry on up the river and moor up, make lunch on the side of the cut and come back. But it seems that every time we're sort of just finding a gap, and that gap is never sunny and bright. Quite a little bit of movement actually, more than I expected around the marina today, even though there's a slight bit of a drizzle. People are obviously just taking a gap in between the showers to get their stuff done. We had not a run-in, but one of those situations where we had done the pump out, we're going forward to turn around and come back and do the diesel, and then we can go straight out from where we get the diesel. And another wide beam was coming down at the time we were about to turn, and it's always awkward because you think, are they going past or are they gonna get diesel? Are they stopping to go to the pump out? It'd be nice if boats had like a loudspeaker system. You can just come on and be like, we're doing this, what are you guys doing? Cool, it's a go. It's sort of like that standoffish thing, and Paul's like, what are they doing? I'm like, I don't know. We did chat to them though as we went past, and it ended up they were going to the diesel as well, so they just had to wait for us, and we were like, oh, sorry about the little chicken dance. These things aren't quite like cars, and there's no directional automated system like there is on the roads. I can only imagine for people when... Yeah, do you want me to tie up? Just float about. Okay. Say hi to the people of YouTube. Mora. For those of you that don't speak Afrikaans, Mora is morning. If you have a look-see far in the distance, the camera doesn't really zoom in that much, but there's a wide beam over there. So we're just hanging back and floating about while they get into their berth. Always a bit of a nerve-wracking thing, and never mind with the boat double the size of ours. And it's clear. It's a terrible light today, but these weeping willows are just such a beauty. And the rain is coming up once again, as per usual. Just never get a bloody break. Had pretty heavy continuous rain last night and found a new leak, so that's always nice. They seem to be making their way back from the big windows to the portholes now. So we noticed a little bit of a dribble coming out from underneath the edging, I don't know what you call that stuff, the edging on the bottom. So that is going to need to be fixed. So we will ensue the handy use of our window covers once again. The saving grace is that the other ones that we've sealed have stayed sealed. So whatever Paul has done and the method he has used is working in all the heavy rain. So we can't complain, and now we're pretty chill about it. I guess that's what happens as you carry on in this boating journey and become more of a legit boater. Maintenance just becomes a way of life. You don't freak out anymore. All back together again, ready for the rest of the day. We've been having a pretty quiet, lazy Sunday at home, but not without some exciting things going on. We decided that even though we don't love the weather, we are going to plan ahead, and as soon as it changes, see what we can do for a little bit of a weekend trip. We were lucky that when we bought the boat, it came with almost a full stash of, what do you call these books?
Nicholson's, I think it's called. Nicholson.
The Nicholson's sort of waterways guidebooks. So Paul actually had a good idea to yank one of them out and see where we're going to go next. Pass, Mr. Navigator.
Well, I think we're gonna go on this. Is it Erewash or Erewash? Canal just down the way. I'd spoken to some people and they said it takes like 4 days to go up and back, so 2 days up and 2 days back. And I looked on the canal planner and it said if you do 7 hours a day, you can go up it in 1 day and 7 hours back the other day. And we'll just see, maybe if 2 days up is too long, then we'll just do it 1 day back.
Yeah.
There's 15 locks.
For the, obviously either way.
Yeah, 15 locks up and 15 locks back down.
That's a lot.
For you to do. So our question is, if anybody's gone up the canal and they know of good places to stop or good places to go have a drink, pubs or something, places to moor up,
Yeah, we
just let us know.
Yeah, we have obviously just picked that as it would be like a really good weekend trip, like a long weekend trip that we could do. And we're pretty sure that some of you viewers have been there before and are maybe in the area or something and could give us some cool recommendations that we
Tips
can
or
go.
pointers, yeah.
Yeah, make a whole trip out of it. So up the canal and explore around. Obviously it's a very short trip, but 1 or 2 nice highlights to see if you can recommend us. We'd love to include it.
Yeah.
Like, we can obviously Google all the things and look them up and look in the book, but when you hear a recommendation from other people that have been before, it feels a bit more exciting, or like it'll be...
Bit of a recommendation, yeah.
Yeah.
Any nice places to stop. I mean, we can read the book and the book can tell us, but...
Well, any nice places that are still open after the pandemic.
Yeah.
We'd like to include some content that, even though we are bound by the marina and we live in a marina, we definitely just want to get the most use of our boat as well, in between doing all the bits that we want to renovate and fix up. So have the best of both worlds, where we can have a stable base for going to and from work and to work on the boat, but we definitely want to get out there, do some of the canal and experience that cruising lifestyle as much as we can.
This one's for Melissa. She can brush up.
I'm pretty good at locks. The only thing is that they all looked a little bit different, so sometimes when you get to one that doesn't look too familiar, you forget some things.
This one Melissa never does.
What's that? What is this?
Explains to you how to open the gates so that it don't get smashed around.
Wives of narrowboat driver husbands.
Okay.
Do we ever do it right? As per usual, just the good old weather update. If you can tell by the bending of the trees, it is definitely blowing out there. But rest assured, the first sign of a full-on sunny weekend. We are definitely itching to get out there. What's on the menu for dinner?
1 second. I'll ask my chef. Chef, what's for dinner? What's for dinner, chef?
Oh. Oyster and duck pizza?
Oh,
Round 2?
That sounds good. That sounds good. Wild duck's gonna make me some duck.